No, I was telling I was actually just talking to Aaron Judge about it. I've pretty much walked, I would say, every inch of this stadium at some point, whether it be on my own or doing something, for our club. And the visiting clubhouse is the one inch that I have not ever stepped in, so it's pretty weird to be over there. But um, not surprising. It's guys are pretty. Baseball players talk about visiting clubhouses, and it's a good one. So I wasn't surprised by it.
Matt, I remember last season you talked about what you didn't really think was going to be your last time at Busch Stadium, heading to the wild card game, but you still went on the field with your family. Have you thought about what it's going to be like to step on the field again?
I've tried not to, just because I know that it'll get my emotions going pretty significantly. But I for sure thought that was the last time, when we ended up getting beat, from LA, against LA in the wild card game. I did not think that I would. I mean, nobody would have thought I would be back here. So it's definitely special, and I'm you know really glad to be back.
Can you describe how far maybe you've come then in those months, whether it's confidence? I know we all know the work you put in with your swing, just the distance you had to cover to get back here.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy, the whole ride and the whole story. But I was telling Jim Hayes this earlier. I don't think it's necessarily fair to think that, like, all of a sudden, I just now started putting the work in. I've worked like crazy the last 2 years to get it right. I just wasn't able to. I'm thankful that I've found success again. I think a big part of that was going back down to AAA and playing and having success again. I put constant, constant hours, and I worked like crazy while I was here, and just kept getting punched in the mouth every time I went out there. Just the success wasn't coming. I would have loved for it to, but it just didn't happen. So being able to go down there and get it certainly did a lot for my confidence. I mean, I did make a few swing adjustments that have helped, but getting those results was huge. And then, getting a phone call from the Yankees and then being able to get off to a good start with them kind of just, steamrolled me, snowball effect into where we are now.
Anybody around saw how much work you put in while you were here. What do you think was different about the work you were doing? Kind of during, you talked a lot about your cross-country tour, but what happened that didn't happen here in Washington mechanically?
I think sometimes, you know, I think that sometimes, just having different eyes on you. I mean, having a lot of it was just myself, like getting some new perspectives, getting some new thoughts, like training in a different way. Obviously, you can make a case that for me, like, a change of scenery was probably a good thing. I mean, I dug myself a pretty big hole, and it's hard to get out of one when when you step in the box and you just feel like you're not in a good spot. So getting that definitely helped, but mechanically, like, I really just felt like I got back to who I was as a hitter, and had some people help me. Matt Holliday was a big one, and some of the other guys that you guys have heard. But I really just can't say enough about just, like, getting the opportunity to go down there and play and, like, having success again, because it had been so long since I had performed at a level that I felt like was in line with the work that I was putting in.
You never lost hope that you could get that back.
No, because I didn't feel physically like I was not capable of doing it. It was more, like I said, mechanics and confidence and that sort of thing. I felt like I was as strong and could swing the bat as quick, and, like, I didn't really feel like I had lost much, like, physical skills. I just felt like that I needed to clean up some things, and I needed to regain some confidence. I needed to play. I didn't get a ton of consistent at bats towards the end here. I didn't really deserve them either, but that helps also. Getting a chance to play and get some momentum going.
Did you ever see right field as your big league
Certainly not. It's kind of happened fast, and that's a tough lineup over there to crack. There's not many spaces. There's a lot of good players in that clubhouse. So, I'm just, taking it day by day out there. The staff has been great. Put me in good situations, and we work like crazy. I'm learning on the fly, but it's been fun. And any way to get in there, I'm thankful for it.
Matt, you guys got here early, you're out on the field. Did that stir any emotions getting back out there? Or?
Yeah, I mean, just stepping off the plane last night, being back in St. Louis, I would say that started it. My family's going to be here, I haven't seen many guys yet. That'll probably, make it, but it's a lot of special memories for sure.
How much different, Matt, are the emotions, the mindset of being here today versus the day he was talking about at the end of last season? How different is that?
It's different, I was telling somebody earlier, this will be the first 3 games since 2009 that I have not pulled for St. Louis Cardinals to win. All season, anytime that we're not playing and our schedule matches up, I'm tuned in, watching the guys and checking every box score and pulling for them, legitimately wanting them to win every game. This will be the first 3 that is not the case. And as soon as we leave town, I'll go right back to being the same way. So that's weird. I mean, it's going to be weird competing against them, but that's what I'm here to do, what we're here to do. So being able to separate that will be a challenge, but certainly something I got to do.
You've seen a lot of guys leave town and come back and lose a player in that reaction from the fans the first time back.
Again, back to, like I said earlier, I'm trying hard not to, because I know that you'll start separating. That's kind of like what I'm talking about, the competition thing. I don't want to get too emotional because I do, care so much about this place, but still got to find a way to get the job done as a player when I get on the field. But I am looking forward to getting out there and seeing the fans, and just being back in St. Louis, being at Busch Stadium, definitely is pretty special.
A lot of what you've said is about the place and the fans. But you know a lot of folks in the dugout, including the manager you've known most of your professional life. Albert's back in the uniform. What about the people part of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I was telling, some of the guys earlier that, Ollie was my first roommate in pro ball. Now he's the manager. Skip was one of the first major leaguers to take me under my wing. We were on the bench together in 2012, and in a little bit in 11. Pop was my AA manager. I mean, there's so many. I can just literally go on. And then, the people in this room, the staff members, support staff. It was just so many special relationships. That's the stuff that if I really I'm trying not to get emotional about that. My hardest, but those are the people that really mean a lot, and it's fun to get to be here and see them again. It's interesting. My 5-year-old, I'm not sure he grasps it yet. It's depending on the day, he tells his buddies that I'm a Cardinal or a Yankee. He doesn't know. It's kind of confusing for him. We told him. When we told them last week that we were coming to St. Louis, they were pretty excited. So it's excuse me. Oh, I did not want to do that. Sorry, guys. They're happy to be back.
Chris was sounding like a smart aleck. When the Holiday started talking to you about what he was seeing, did you say, "Hey man, why weren't you saying something? Why were we talking about this earlier?"
Yeah, Matt's great in the sense that we had conversations while I was struggling, but you can only do so much through text and through phone calls. Getting in front of him and really putting in the work was a big one. I also think that he's really, obviously a great player, knows a lot about hitting, but I feel like him being at Oklahoma State, as the hitting, really working with hitters, I think that he's really like developed a unique ability to like communicate that. That maybe, not saying that he couldn't as a player, but when you're in a big league clubhouse, like with, trying to focus on your own job, like it's really hard, like to, coach other players at the same time. So like now, like as a, I just feel like that's just a gift of his now. And so I feel like that really helped me. Like I really think that, I'm not sure, to answer your question, I'm not sure we would have been able to accomplish that, years prior. This year, it just so happened that it worked out. And like literally, I literally just texted him one day and I was like, man, I need to come see you. And he was like, yeah, you do. And so we did. And it was a good, certainly a good trip.
That emotions aside from this weekend, as difficult as it can be, how much fun are you having? I mean, you mentioned learning things on the fly, you're an established veteran, and just the overall success that you're having with the team.
It's been a lot of fun. That's that's a really good. I mean, obviously, a really good team, really good clubhouse. I'm not. I don't want to say surprised, but like, I said earlier, I think that success, certainly leaves footprints, and the similarities of these two organizations are pretty remarkable. Being in that clubhouse over there, it doesn't feel much different than when it was over there, just as far as the way that both teams prepare. Both teams committed to winning. There's some superstars in that clubhouse, and there's, no egos. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's pulling for each other, and just committed to winning. So it's been pretty cool to get to see that. Having spent your whole career in one place, you just assume that, we're like unique and special, and that nobody else can do this. And then you go somewhere else that has a pretty good thing going as well. And I don't think it's, like I said, I think it's pretty obvious why both these organizations have been so good for so long, because they do a lot of similar things.
Yeah, what's it been like to watch Aaron Judge do what he's accomplished here?
I mean, no disrespect to the guy over there who's having an amazing season too, a couple guys, but I mean, he's probably going to win the NL MVP, Goldie. But I mean, Aaron Judge, I think, is the best player on the planet right now. I mean, I watch him. I get to see. I got a front row seat to it, but like, I joked. He reminds me of like the 14-year-old that lied on his birth certificate to play in the Little League World Series. Like, he's like just in another league that he shouldn't. He's that good. It's fun to watch, and I can't say enough about him. The teammate that he is and the guy that he is. He actually reminds me a lot of Goldie. They're very similar, and I don't think it's any surprise that why they're both having such MVP caliber seasons.
Jordan Montgomery said when he got traded, he was obviously shocked, but you were one of the guys who told him you're going to a good place.
I mean, that was a hard thing to watch, because I know the emotions that he was going through. It happened so fast, and he had spent his whole career at this place, and it's a great place and a special place. And he didn't really know what to think, but I was like really trying to fire him up, because I was like, man, it's hard for you to realize this now, but you're gonna love this. It's gonna be a great thing. You're gonna be in a great clubhouse with some great guys. You got a great fan base. You got a great stadium that you're gonna pitch in. And you're a perfect fit for over there. And I might not see it now, but it's gonna be a great thing for you. And I think he heard it, and talking to some of the guys already, they all feel like the same way. He's gonna be a great fit, and he'll slide in very smoothly. I'm a big fan of his. I hope he does well, except for tomorrow.
The other side of that, how much did your peaceful new environment change with Harry pulled into your clubhouse?
Yeah, it was great to see him. Happy for him, man. Like, I mean, he just grew up right down the road, so it'll be great for him and his family. I think the Yankee fans will be. I mean, Cardinal fans got to see it. What he brings to center field, and his skill set will be pretty fun to watch, and I'm sure that they'll love him like they did here.